श्रीमान वेंकटनाथार्य कवितार्के केसरी वेदांताचार्य वर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि श्रीवासरंग परकालमणित्रयाप्त लक्ष्मात्मरक्षणैतद्युगागमान्तम् आचार्य भक्ति परिपूतमनर्गशीलं गोपाल देशिक मुनिं गुरुमाश्रयामः. स्वामी देशिकन्स् शरणागति दीपिका स्तोत्र ग्रंथम. In that we are blessed to enjoy the wonderful Artha Anubhavam, the extensive commentaries written by great scholars as compiled by Dr. V.N. Vedanta Desikan in a wonderful compilation of commentaries for Sri Saranagati Deepika, released by and published by Sri Vangipuram Swami Ashram. Asmadacharyan Srimad Paravakotte Andavan had mentioned in the Srimukam that this stotra needs to be recited and the meanings to be contemplated for those who are going to perform prapatti, as well as for those who have already performed prapatti, as a kind of enjoyment of Bhagavat Karunyam and our complete dependence, subservient, and his dasa bhutas that we are, so that it would be a good pastime post prapatti period, and it is an enjoyment. So parama bhogyam, as well as it enriches our mahavishwasa. Let's get into Slokam 28-29 today. Arthantareshu vimukan adhikarahanehe shraddhatikams tvadanubhuti vilambabhitan deepa prakasha labase suchirat kritiva nyastatmanastava pade nibritan prapannan. Arthantareshu vimukhan adhikarahanehe shraddhatikams tvadanubhuti vilambabhitan deepa prakasha labase suchirat kritiva nyastatmanastava pade nibritan prapannan. So in such a beautiful manner, Swami Desikan mentions that in order to perform prapatti, one should have an inability to practice karmanyana bhakti yoga. You should have at least 1, 2, 3 or all of the following 4 conditions. What are those 4 conditions? 1, inability to practice bhakti yoga, jnana, karmanyana bhakti yoga. 2, not having perfect knowledge of shastram, scriptures, or not having the capacity or capability to follow, understand the scriptures. 2. 3, being disqualified by birth itself, because only Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya men can adopt bhakti yoga, because they are supposed to have learnt Vedas. Nowadays who learns? Very handful. Number 3. Number 4, not able to bear, not patient, not being able to bear any delay in attainment of moksha, because bhakti yoga may take few more janmas to attain moksha, whereas prapatti gives that life itself in that janma, at the end of that janma. So those who are qualified for bhakti yoga may adopt Sharanagati to remove any hurdles. That's 1. Also, those who are qualified for bhakti yoga, if they are not able to delay many more janmas, they can attain prapatti. So this is a means which is open to all, Such is the glory which we have enjoyed in the last sloka. Here, arthantareshu vimukhan adhikarahane. Lord Deepa Prakasha, you receive, you get, after a very, 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 very long time, the Jivatma, the Prapannas, they had turned their face away from you for so long, for aeons, for ages, for yugas. From time immemorial, they have been turning their face away. And now they have turned their face away from Aishwaryam. And they have turned their face away from other means, Karmanyana Bhakti Yoga. Because they understood that you stand in place of Bhakti Yoga. And they have unflinching, unconditional, inordinate, tremendous, enormous faith in you. And a fervor and zeal, enthusiasm in you to perform prapatti, to surrender to you. And they are afraid of any further delay. Because Bhakti Yoga may take few more births. So, those who know that they cannot follow Bhakti Yoga and they have turned their face from other means, those who have understood your Sarveshwaratvam, Sarvajñatvam, being in place of Bhakti Yoga, you would be able to grant moksham. And with tremendous unflinching faith in you, they have come to you. They cannot afford any further delay. They are firm, steadfast in their faith and have placed their burden of protection of their souls at your lotus feet. That's the meaning of this sloka. Deepa Prakasha, the Lord of Deepa, Arthantareshu, they have foregone Dhanam, Dhanyam, the house, the Aishwaryam, the women, the progeny, the children, everything. Pitaram, Mataram, Dharan, Putran, Bandhun, Sakin, Gurun, Ratnani, Dhana, Dhanyani, Kshetrani, Chagrihani, Cha, Sarva Dharmam, Cha Santyajya, Sarva Kamam, Cha Shaksharan, Loga Vikranta, Charanau, Sharanam, Tevrajam, Vibho. And they have foregone those Aishwaryam. Iha para sukam, Aihika amushpika sukam. Even the swargam, they have foregone. Vimukhan, they have completely gone desireless on that. Adhikara hanehe, upayantaram, they have no qualification or capacity or capability to perform any other means. Shraddhadikan, they have so much shraddhai, mahavishwasam. Tvad anubhuti vilamba bhitan, to enjoy your Nitya Kalyana Gunam, your Nitya Vibhuti, they cannot afford to delay any further. They would like to get as quick as possible at the end of this Janma. And hence they have a fear, apprehension that it may take few ages if they perform Bhakti Yoga. And hence Nibritan, they have firmness, steadfastness that this Prapatti Upayam will definitely protect them. Tava Pade, at your lotus feet, Nyastatmanaha, Namama Sripate Reveti Atmanam Dikshipet Bhutaha. Like that, those intellect have placed their bharam of protecting their souls at your lotus feet. Sarvasheshi, it belongs to you and not to them anymore. Swarupam, Param, Balam, Swarupa Samarpanam, Bara Samarpanam, Pala Samarpanam, all these three they have placed at your lotus feet. And Prapannan, such Prapannas, those who have performed Prapatti, Kriti Iva, they have performed what is required to be performed. Krita Krityan, Kritarthan, they have done. Tvam, you are Sarva Udharan. And you are now Suchirad Labase. After a very, 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 very long time, you are now you have the pleasure of having the prapanna under your fold. So Lord Deepaprakasha, the Lord said that I obtain after a very long time prapannas who have turned their faces away from other Aishwaryam, other means, and they have such faith in me, they have so much fervor in prapatti, they are afraid of any delay in having a communion with me, and they are firm and steadfast in their faith. They have placed the burden of protection of their souls at my lotus feet. Even the fruit of that burden they have placed at my lotus feet. So the Lord said in the Gita, people come to him and seek refuge in him at the end of several births, millions of births. He tells Arjuna, Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Man Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabaha. Desika is telling that the Lord, after a very long time, he secures a prapanna. He obtains a prapanna. The Lord is so much yearning for prapanna. Y-E-A-R-N, earns for prapanna. That's why he followed up the Gita sentiment saying that Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlapaha. To a prapanna, Vasudeva is everything. One who performs surrender in great urge to attain God, for him, Vasudeva is everything. Taraka, Poshaka, Bhogya, everything is he. Unnum Shoru, Parugum Neer, Tinnum Vettile, Ellam Kannan. He is the one who regards Vasudeva is all for him. Like to drink water or consume food or chewing the pleasure thing like petal leaves. Taraka, Poshaka, Bhogya is Krishna, is Kanna, is Sriman Narayana. But it is very rare, Krishna says, Samahatma Sudurlapaha, not Durlapaha, Sudurlapaha. Very rare to find. So he is yearning for that. It looks like he is performing tapas to obtain a prapanna. Kora Madhavam Shaidanan Kol Ariyen Arangattama. Tira Aramarbadanro Adiyene Atkondade. Kora Madhavam Shaidanan Kol. Tripanalvar mentions in Amaranadipinan. What tapas he has done. Here, it may mean the prapanna, also it may mean the Lord. Because we have been away from him for several ages. So, the 5 features or merits, advantages of prapannas are set out in the slokam. 1, complete indifference or to any sort of worldly pleasures. Complete. They regret it. They regret that they had spent before. They consider it as trash. No more such Aishwarya. Trinaya mene. Yonityam achyuta padambuja yugmarukma vyamogata staditarani trinaya mene. Ramanuja considers only the lotus feet of Achyuta as the only thing to be desired. Other things are trinam, blade of grass, trash. Prapannas must have that. Achuvai perinum venden arangamana garudane. So, number 2, their Mahavishwasam. That gets confirmed, underlined by their unfitness for other upayam. So, I have no qualification to perform other upayam. I have no means, I have no capacity to perform any other means. So I hold on to you, your lotus feet. You are the only one who can save me. Santyaktonye rupaye anuchita darshe padya santa vishanti. So Swami Desika mentions in Nyasa Vimsati. All other upayas have forsaken me. Have sacrificed me. Santyaktonye rupaye. So that is the second one. Mahavishwasam. Mahavishwasam comes because we are not capable of performing any other mean. Only he. Number 3, they are quite intolerant of any delay in obtaining that wonderful, amazing, divine, mystic communion with Perumal. Tridir yugayate tvama pashyatam. Oru pagal ayiram ujiyalo. This marks out the Prapanna from Bhakti Yoga Nishta who is willing to wait. Swami Karnagaracharya used to say, if you want to go to Delhi, simple. Just get an air ticket, fly 2 hours, you reach Delhi, quick. But one who wants to enjoy the journey, he wants to enjoy the journey. Let it take long time. So he drives a car. On the way he may have his tire burst, or he may have some accident. He may feel hungry, he may feel sleepy. He has to take a day break, night break, sleep break, and it may take a couple of days. So Bhakti Yoga is that. Not that Bhakti Yogins would suffer on the way. They enjoy their journey. Whereas Prapanna wants immediate communion with the Lord. Because here he is fickle-minded. He is unable to concentrate. He is not able to focus. He is not able to do any other means. So having unflinching faith on the Lord, immediate this end of this Janma, I would like to have a communion with the Lord. Intolerant of any delay. 4, firm, steadfast, unflinching, unconditional faith in the Lord's protective grace. No wavering, no vacillation. And offering themselves at the Lord's lotus feet. The Perumal is in search of such genuine souls. And when he gets one after a long time, one hour edirkolla, Namalvar says, he himself comes to welcome us. He feels pleased and happy. And that's what is mentioned in this slokam 28. Vilakkoli Perimale, there are many great ones who are eager to perform Nitya Kainkaryam at your hotel, at your lotus feet. At Sri Vaikuntham, after gaining moksha, they conclude that they do not have any other capability to practice Bhakti Yoga. They are afraid that Bhakti Yoga will take too long to bear fruit. They are realistic about many obstacles in completing successfully Bhakti Yoga to gain moksha siddhi. Therefore, they completely stay away from the adherence and following anushtanam of Bhakti Yoga and opt for simple, subtle, wonderful route of Prapatti Yoga, which is also declared in Shruti, Itihasa, Puranas, as beautifully laid down by Acharya Sriman Nathamuni, Alavandar, Ramanuja, and wonderfully expounded by Vedanta Desika, as performed by Nammalvar in Agalagille Nirayumendre. So, they place their Atma because they have unshakable faith in the power of Prapatti to guarantee them moksha. And once they place their Atma at your lotus feet through the enactment of Bharanyasam, they have a carefree, because they are confident, nirbharo nirbhayosmi, no bharam, no bhayam. Their Prapatti will surely bear fruit. You have been quite eager to acquire such Mahatmas. Now that you have succeeded in acquiring them, you consider yourself as most fortunate one. So Swami Desika pays tribute to those Mahans who elect to perform Prapatti at the lotus feet of the Lord instead of pursuing Bhakti Yoga for gaining moksha. So, Mundaka Upanishad points out that the Prapannan is like a flying arrow toward the target of the Lord through the enactment of Prapatti. The Lord is immensely pleased with such Prapannan, who has heeded all the instructions in Shastras, which the Lord gave through the Veda Mantrams and Upanishad Mantram, and in Smriti. Tameva Sharanam Gaccha Sarva Bhavena Bharata Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Braja. Our Lord's joy knows no bounds, unlimited joy. He feels like the happy farmer who toiled hard and heavy to plant and watch over the crops which are fructifying. The grand harvest is now ready. The Lord feels like a Mahabhagyashali. Kritiva Jwalati. His Vatsalyam for the Prapannan flows like a dam that has broken its sluices, gates, and drenches the Prapannan with the nectar of Paripurna Brahmanandam. such a beautiful manner, we enjoy the sloka 28. Then 29. Mantrairanuswaramukeshwadigamyamanaihi Swadhikriya samuchitair Natatvadiya charanau sharanam gatanam Naiva yuta yuta kalapya parairavapya Mantrairanushwaramukeshwadigamyamanaihi Swadhikriya samuchitair Natatvadiya charanau sharanam gatanam Naiva yuta yuta kalapya parairavapya. So, here in this slokam, Swami mentions the Prapatti Adhikari. Last slokam, he talked about the Prapanna Adhikari's firmness, the features. Now he mentioned that Prapatti Adhikari is grander, much better and grander in their Vaibhavam than other Adhikaris, Bhakti Yogi, other Anushtatas. Lord, it's not possible for people to pursue other paths like Bhakti Yoga to attain even 1/1,000,000th part of what is obtained by those who have performed Sharanagati, who have become Sharanagatas, who are Prapannas, who has performed Bharanyasam at your lotus feet by the utterance of the mantras, hallowed, which is followed, which is described in an unbroken tradition based on the Vedas, the Dvaya Mantra, or on saying of others, the great ones, suited to their qualifications and status. The exceptional greatness and grandeur of Prapannas is praised in a very high terms in this slokam. Prapannas, Natha, you are the master of everyone. Sarvaseshi, Anuswara Mukeshu. In Veda Upabrahmanam, Itihasam, Puranam, Sri Pancharatram, in all that Anugamyamanaihi, in the Avichinna Sampradayam, in uninterrupted Sampradayam, which has been followed, Yadiva, also Anyavakyagi, Parankusha Parakala Divyasuri, the Parankusha, Nammalvar, Parakala, Tirumangayalvar, other Acharyas like Alavandar, Ramanuja, Sriman Nathamuni, all of them in the Alvar Acharya Vakyas, in their statements also, they have uttered this. Swadhikriya Samuchitaihi, based on their qualification and fit and deserving for their qualifications. Means, when Nammalvar, Ramanuja, Alavandar, can they not perform Bhakti Yogam? Of course they can. But why did they perform Prapatti? Because they were not willing to delay. They wanted in that Janma. Swadhikriya Samuchitaihi. And then Mantraihi, based on the mantra as declared in Vedas. Tvadiya Charanam. Paramakaruniko Bhagavan, at your lotus feet. Sharanam Gatana. They have performed Sharanagati in accordance with Shastras, and those Prapannas, Ayudayuta Kalapi. Here, Ayutayuta, Naivayutayuta Kalapi. 1/1,000,000th fraction of the greatness of others, of people who follow other upayam, aparaihi, upayantara nishtargal. Those who follow the other upayams, of their 1/1,000,000th, even they cannot match 1/1,000,000th of Prapanna's greatness. They can naiva vapya. They will not be able to attain even 1/1,000,000th of the Prapanna's glories, greatness. Prapatti in Mahimai. Srimad Rahasyatrayasaram Vedanta Desika mentions that it is declared in the Shastras that a Prapanna is more celebrated than a Karma Yogi, or a Jnana Yogi, or a Bhakti Yogi, because by virtue of the fact that he has entrusted the burden of his protection unto the Lord himself, Mukunda himself, with supreme, unconditional, greatest faith and remains fearless and careless means they are worryless. It's not carelessness, it's worryless. Satkarma nirata shuddhaha sankhya yoga vidastata narhanti sharanastasya kalam kotitamipapi. Rahasya Trayasaram Swami Desikan mentions Satkarma nirata shuddhaha sankhya yoga vidastata narhanti sharanastasya kalam kotitamimapi. Those who are engaged in karma jnana bhakti yoga are not worthy of even 1 croreth part or 1 millionth or 1 billionth part of the celebrity of a prapanna, greatness of a prapanna. Satkarma nirataha signifies karma yogi. Sankhya signifies jnana yogi. Yoga vidaha points out bhakti yoga. The sharanasta is the prapanna. The greatness of the prapanna is pointed out here and not a censure of other yogins. That does not mean that the other yogins are nothing. This is nahi ninda nyayam. Means when I say my sister sings well, sings very well, she is the best. When I say, you cannot ask, does she sing better than MS Subbulakshmi? So the other 3 yogins are not decried here or belittled. Prapanna is glorified, and this kind of discrimination is caused by the punya that is done by such aspirant. So long as they are embodied in this world, there may be difference in the kaikarya they offer to the Lord, because the difference in their desire is the cause. So the difference in their desire to perform Bhagavata Acharya Kaikarya is because of their prarabdha sukrita. But there will be no difference in the experience of Anandam, bliss, when one reaches Sri Vaikuntham. So here Vedanta Desika takes Alvar Acharyas, Parakala Parankusha Divya Surigal statement, Yamunacharya Nathamuni Ramanuja Acharya statement, Shollumavidi Shurudhiya, Molivana Mummurayagam, Vedanta Desika mentioned. Desika's respect for Purvacharya is so great that he refers to their words as the Pramana, equal to Shruti, equal to Itihasa Purana, if not more. In fact, Swami Desika mentions Masil Mananteli Munivar Vaguttadellam Maluganda Asiriyar Varthaikku Uvva. In Pradhana Satakam, he mentions a verse, Tamil Pasunam, Masil Mananteli Munivar, the Mayarvara Madinala Marula Petra Alvargal. Masil Mananteli Munivar. The Masil Mananteli Munivar are the sages, the rishis, like Vyasa, Vasishta, Shuka. Those rishis, they have no defects, they have no flaws in their heart. They are revealed. The Vedas and Shrutis have been revealed to them. And whatever Valmiki, Vyasa, whatever they have written are nothing compared to Maluganda Asiriyar Varthaikova. Mal Uganda Asiriyar. The Alvars whom the Lord rejoices. The Lord has blessed the Alvar. Mayarvara Madinalam Marula Petra Alvargal. Their statements are much better than the Rishi's statements. Is a sentence which is a testimony of Vedanta Desika's affirmation that Alvars, Acharyas, our Acharyas, Purva Acharyas are so wonderful in their statement. So, Swami Desika mentions in this slokam 29, Deepa Prakasha, there are specific mantrams ordained for performing prapatti. They are housed in Vedam. They are housed in Pancharatra Samhitas. One should choose that. Swami Desikan addresses the Lord as Natha, Sarvaswami. He is Vaikuntha Nathan. And he is Voppilla Appan, Trivannagarappan. Prapatti is an intrinsic truth of the Vedas and never an outside growth. The sacred Vedas ordain that one should evolve a life of devotion and godliness in an upward evolution. So, Vedas, Shrutis, Upanishads they all talk about prapatti. And all these things go to the extent that prapatti, with sense of great pride, belonging as the session of the Sarvaseshi, Sarvaswami, with clear knowledge of his power, his Shakti. The Jivan says, with the resplendent Lord as our Savior, let us answer those who envy us, for you are ours and we are yours. Tvayed Indra Yuja Vayam Prati Puvimahi Spritaha Tvamasmakam Tava Samasi. Rigvedam says, Undannod Utromeyavam Umake Namachaivam. Her declaration is set in the same mood of this Veda mantra. You are ours and we are yours. Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masuchaga, he said. Adiyan, dhanyosmi. Kavitarkika simhaya kalyana gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha.